starseeds among us. A benevolent extraterrestrial civilization is essentially peaceful and whose intentions for communicating with us are positive. We live in exciting times where it seems that we are on the cusp of contact with benevolent beings from other worlds. There is more disclosure happening every day, and many credible people are coming forward with what they know. There is no doubt that extraterrestrials exist. If you try to get in touch with them using the traditional aerospace technology found at NASA, you are unlikely to get an answer. And if you are lucky enough to get through, it is because they want you to be able to do that. Many people have had encounters with ETs and trying to find ways to communicate with those beings. We might best prepare for any ETs we might encounter if we create an open-minded and benevolent attitude towards them. They may be like us or like nothing we can imagine, and that's the mystery and excitement of it all. As we develop and expand our own consciousness and open ourselves up to more and more of the energy and information that surrounds us, we become more sensitive and aware. And when our consciousness is raised, so are our vibrational energies. Our worry, stress, anger, frustration, sadness, etc. are all manifestations of low vibrational energies. We are bombarded with low vibrational energies every day from the news media, the internet, etc. So it's important for us to raise our vibrational frequencies by clearing out all that is negative. By doing this, we then open up the opportunity for higher vibrational beings to interact with us in ways that may not have been possible before. The easiest way to be part of the solution is to love, teach, and give a positive contribution so we can easily change the dark to light ratio. If we can do that, then we'll connect with the benevolent aliens who will help us. And that is the greatest obstacle for humanity. People do not like to work on themselves so they could elevate themselves into a higher place of being. It's a counterproductive state of being because the only thing that stops you from living your dreams is you. The greatest challenge in this transition to higher consciousness is to overcome the ego and look at one's own shadows. How could we as a race eradicate the shadows of the world we're living in if we can't even work through our own shadows? It is the unwillingness of humanity to step out of their comfort zone and do the necessary self-work that made it crucial for Starseeds to incarnate on this planet in the masses. There's a loving extraterrestrial community trying to help us save lives and change this world for the better. They do not force themselves on humans but rather walk alongside us as friends, as caregivers, as teachers, as a family, as guides, as travelers, as human beings, as starseeds. They live among us, right here on planet Earth, but they live in another dimension of reality, and they are trying to help us ascend to their level of consciousness so that we can be at peace with ourselves and our world. But they are not here to harm us. They are not here to attack us. They are not here to judge us, and if they do, it is for our own good. These beings are here with the divine purpose of helping us understand who we truly are. What is our purpose? What is it that we can offer this world? There is much fear, confusion, and resistance in the world regarding these beings. Whether you feel them, see them, or know them in your intuition, they are here for us in one form or another. If you are open to them, their assistance is invaluable in helping us on our spiritual paths. Stress, fear, and panic are the worst enemies of subtle intuition, wisdom, and faith. The best way to connect meaningfully with the universe and its many inhabitants, and to be at peace within ourselves, is through deep prayer and meditation. That is key. Prayer and meditation connects us with the benevolent ETs or angels, with the divine, and with our own deepest selves and sets us free. Prayer is not just a tool, an exercise to begin and end your day. A prayer is an act of love. It is letting the light within you shine into the world and allowing that love that is inside you to radiate back. The angels who come into our lives help us heal our conscious and unconscious wounds, overcome our fears and obstacles, and most important, connect with the divine. The benevolent ETs care about us. Like us, they care what happens to us. They want us to be happy. One of the ways they can help us is by helping us connect with them. Prayer allows us to do this. Prayer connects us with them. Many have had an encounter of some kind. They might have had frightening visions, or they might have had a vision of angels or aliens. Often, they report feeling touched by something that transcends them. One reason people report this reaction is that it often comes as a shock. People in our culture are taught to fear the other, and angels and aliens are the other. Many think of angels as aloof and unreachable. They think of aliens as scary creatures that want to use us and hurt us. Do not fear them. Do not give in to the ego that wants to keep your knowledge of them away from you. The ego thrives on fear and hatred, but benevolent ETs are love. When they first come to us, they can seem scary because they seem foreign to us, but do not be afraid of them. Angels and aliens are not aliens. They were born with us and want us to know that they are here to help us, and we are not alone. To connect with them, we need to accept that they are here to help us. We need to trust ourselves. Another option is to visualize ourselves interacting with them. To visualize connecting with them, close your eyes and imagine that you are floating upwards, out of your body and into a space where there is no time, where you can connect with anything. You can visualize angels and aliens, or your own spirit, or your spirit connecting with your guides. You don't have to believe anything. You don't have to believe you are immortal or that you are connected to something. It is enough that you are connecting in your heart. Now ask yourself, what do you want to connect with? When you connect with something, one of two things can happen. First, you can feel some kind of energy or warmth or light. Second, you can ask for some kind of help or guidance. The more we call benevolent ETs, the more we open the channel to connect with them. This visualizing and focus on connecting with them is ultimately what allows us to make miracles happen in our everyday lives. The angels and benevolent ETs who surround us are around us all the time, but we don't notice them. We notice our own thoughts, our own desires, our own fears. They know us better than we know ourselves. Feeling connected to them, we open our hearts. As our hearts open, our fears and attachments fall away. As our hearts open, we become more and more able to hear them. As our hearts open, we become more able to know ourselves. The benevolent ETs sometimes appear as shimmering, flaming, winged figures with halos of light surrounding their heads, and other times as unhurried, unobtrusive people who are more at home in the landscape than in the sky. Sometimes people report as a sensation of awe, the presence of something scared, or the feeling of being loved, and at other times they simply report having felt at peace. Sometimes what they bring is a sense of direction, sometimes reassurance, and sometimes help. People touched by ETs are given a vision or an idea or some kind of guidance. This guidance may be a matter of finding a clue to a future problem that had previously been hidden, or of discovering the truth about the world. Sometimes they appear to give advice, and sometimes they transmit a blessing. Invariably, people touched by ETs are expected to find the courage to act on their new understanding. At first, it seems impossible to connect with benevolent extraterrestrials. You imagine them like Santa Claus. You wait all year for Christmas Day, and then after waiting all your life, Christmas Day never comes. But actually, benevolent extraterrestrials are among us all the time. They live in our genes, our families, our friends, and our schoolmates. They are in our churches, our synagogues, our temples, and our mosques. They are our teachers, our doctors, our lawyers, and ourselves. They walk among us, live among us. You can't tell them apart from your neighbors if you tried. They live in our cities, swim in our pools, eat in our restaurants, and hang out in our parks, malls, etc. They grow up like another kid in the neighborhood right next door to you. They go to your schools and play on your soccer teams. Nobody notices them because we run in different circles and we walk around in our own little worlds, isolated from each other and only communicating in the limited way we understand each other. Their ongoing agenda, like most humans, is to help and peacefully coexist with mankind. They are here for us because they love us. Even though we do not always share their values and ethics because of the way we have evolved on this planet, they will not impose on us anything we did not approve of. They are vast, omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. They know everything. They judge nothing. They don't need our help. The benevolent ETs are transcendent. They are beyond us. They inhabit a realm that is beyond our imagination. Our ability to imagine them is limited by our own imagination, and they inhabit a realm that transcends imagination. To connect with them is to connect with ourselves. We connect with them with ourselves. We love you dearly. We are here with you. We are your family of light. We are the Galactic Federation. Aho. Divine blessings to all. This is a message to humanity from Aurora Ray, Ambassador of the Galactic Federation.